Assalamu alaikum, this is video 6. Okay, so now, the humanity must be completely eradicated because they want to eradicate the soul power. That's why they want a new world order, a new world order of soulless beings. All humanity has to be soulless. That's why they want to transgender they want to try to put a transgender everybody. I mean, whether they want it or not. They want to create a gender neutral world, okay, that's counter to the universe, because the universe is not built on a transgender world. The universe is built on a duality. Yes, that's duality, but it's not natural duality in regards to the way the universe is working. Now, if again, adults want that type of lifestyle, that's totally up to them. I am not a judge of anybody's behavior. I give you the awareness of what is out there, and yes, I do recognize that some people, who are, the LGBT community, many of them, they were born that way, so I'm not going to be the judge, and I wouldn't be the one I wouldn't try to harm any of them, with verbally or otherwise. But those ones like babies, like the Zionists do to their children, that is what I'm strictly speaking of. What adults do is adults' business, not mine. I'm not in their bedroom. But what they do, those Zionists do to children before they can speak in order to repress their soul or their humanity, that's what I'm talking about. That's child abuse. That's religious extremism. And the drum is stated to have, in the videos that were posted, demonstrated that that's what was done to the drunk's children, because he's of that Zionist occult. Remember, his daughter was supposed to have a beautiful Zionist baby. Okay? Now, so anyway, going back to, they want to eradicate everybody, all humanity from the planet, and start a new world order with all soulless beings, okay? Now, then and only then can they feel safe, that when everybody has a soul, when they cannot reach out to the Creator, because as long as you have a soul, you can reach out to Allah, the all divine. You can reach out to the all divine when you're using your soul power. You can do it telepathically. Okay, they don't want that. They don't want you to be able to reach out and call in your Creator to vindicate you, and help you get your big payback. That is, get your soul, be able to, utilize your soul power, to access your soul power. You can call upon the Creator to enable you to access your soul power. They don't want that, so they got to get rid of that, because that endangers them, that threatens them. Okay, so now let me try to adjust that. Yeah, that's a bit better. Anyway, so they don't want that. That's what the New World Order is all about. The Khazar, Gog, and Magog, damnation of soulless Zionist beings, likened to the Drumpf and his soulless barren Dajjal Antichrist, will feel more comfortable when they do not have to be around people who have souls, because that soul makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel inferior. It makes them feel like the idiots that they are, that they don't have cultural supremacy. It's only a facade. The fact that Khazar, Gog, and Magog, the fact that the Khazar, Gog, and Magog has no soul is the reason they seek to buy souls from others. And as we said at the beginning of the show, this conversation, they buy souls for enormous amounts of money. That's to tempt people into think, like what they say, Jacob and Esau in the Bible. Jacob was supposed to have stolen the birthright of Esau for a bowl of soup. So that's like the Khazars, the Vatican, they be stealing people's soul, there's a song, about how there's a song, selling out souls, I care about mine, got to get stronger, and I won't give up the fight. Okay, that's like, when, the King of Kings was being persecuted, and he was tormented, his soul was tormented, being stripped apart, shredded by that Zionist beast, and that song represents caring about the soul of her brother. She cares about her family, and she's not going to stop caring about, she's not going to give up the fight to care about her brother, So, they were tormenting his soul by enslaving him, persecuting him, trying to rob him, trying to topple him, because he is king. He's king of the kings. He's man of the man, father of all the nations, represents father of all the nations, the seed of the woman, Dundera. Anyway, I like to call his mom Dundera because she gave birth to the King of Kings. So only the king can come out of a temple, right? So that's Dundera. Anyway, our Dindera, that's that sacred temple in Egypt, right? Where all that knowledge is instilled, right? Okay. So anyway, they don't like standing, the soulless beings don't like standing near people who have souls because it makes them feel inferior. So it's like, get away. It bothers them to know that they don't have a soul. Okay, so the fact that the Khazar Gog has no soul is the reason they seek the soul to buy the soul of other people for enormous amounts of money, as I said, right? Because they operate on in the celestial sphere using soul power. Soul power is worth more than gold, all the gold in the world. Because what does it say? What does it do a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So that song, I care about mine, is a sign that I care about my soul. I ain't giving up my soul. I ain't selling my soul. And I'm not letting nobody steal my brother's soul. Would you let anybody steal your brother's soul? Hell no. I wouldn't let nobody steal my soul either. Alhamdulillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, you got to fight for your soul. And that's what she said. Care about mine. And she wouldn't give up the fight. Shit. It's a fight to keep your soul. Right? It's a struggle to keep your soul. You got to fight for your soul. Humanity, you got to fight for your soul too. You got to post that song. I think it's in Scream. Yeah, the song Scream. Tired of injustice. Tired of it. What's it saying? That song. That's the song, the Scream. It's in that Scream song about the song, about the allegations, okay? The slander, the malicious intent, the malicious lies to destroy and rob the soul. That was what she was saying. I care about my soul. I care about my brother's soul. And I'm not going to give up the fight to protect it, to keep it. And I wouldn't either. Anyway. So so they seek to destroy and they seek to buy the soul for whatever. As I said, Esau and Jacob, right? For the bowl of soup. That's what we got going on here. They're trying to take the people's soul for a bowl of soup. Because what does it do a man to gain the world and lose his soul? His soul is worth more than the world. Than all the gold and diamonds and natural resources of this planet. Your soul is worth more. I care about mine. Got to get stronger. And I won't give up the fight. Okay? So I'm saying that too. You all should be singing that that beautiful song. I would say god dang something else, but I respect the queen. Yes, Janet. Because I am nasty. I'm not a nasty boy, but I just like saying it. Because I love the song. Anyway, so yeah. So you got to protect your soul. You got to fight for your soul. Okay? Because it's worth more than all the gold of this planet. So they want to steal the soul so they can exercise spiritual power. That's how powerful your soul is. And that's why you got to fight to keep it. And you got to care about yours. You got to care about your family's soul. When you see somebody trying to rob their soul, you got to protect it. Okay? Now... So because the Zionist is aware the only power in the universe is black solar power, as it is absorbed from the black mother universe through the roots of the melanin of her human family tree. Okay, the Zionists are Gentiles with a soul, and who are soulless. Muslims, Christians, or Jews, and others. And if you listen to that surah that I posted, it talked about the different, how color humanity was created. It talked about the different colors. So if you missed it, you missed a good thing. It talked about the how Islam addresses Christianity, and the Jews and the Israelis, how they were, just tried to kill the prophets, and how they were turned into apes and all this type of stuff. That was Surah Al-Baqarah. I'll post it again. Listen to it. You will learn a lot. Okay, now it's a long surah, it's about 2 hours, but you'll learn a lot. And it's also said, if you play that surah, okay, in your house, it will chase demons at the house. That's what it says. If you play that surah, it will chase demons at the house. Now it's played, it cannot be just translated in English. It has to be in Arabic too, because remember, certain words carry vibration, right? So all words are not equal. If I say happy birthday in English, it carries a different vibration than if I were to say happy birthday in Arabic. Let's say if I were to say hello in English, and I'll say hello in Arabic, ahlan wa sahlan, that's in Arabic. Hello in English, but hello in English has a different vibration than ahlan wa sahlan, which is hi in English, how are you, in Arabic. So to say that in Arabic has a different vibration, so it has a different sensation. So just like the Bible was not supposed to be translated just in English, it was supposed to be in Hebraic too. Aramaic, because that was the language Prophet Isa spoke, Aramaic, but they didn't do that, so it's not equal. The translation is not equal. Okay, it doesn't mean the same thing. So when you have the Arabic translation along with the English translation, you have to have them both, okay, to get the exact to support the English translation. Because the English translation is nothing. It means nothing. It's helpful to understand, to get an idea of what's being said, what's being spoken. But it doesn't have any validity. If a Quran, you can't have a Quran, it won't be a Quran if it's just in English. It won't be considered a Quran. It has to have the Arabic translation as the Arabic original language that the Prophet spoke, to get all the information, the teachings that Prophet Isa, the prophet born of a virgin, his message is in that too. Okay, and Aramaic is a sister language of Arabic, and and that's no longer around. So when the prophet born of a virgin comes, he's going to be speaking Arabic. So it'd be to your advantage to learn some Arabic. That'd be the best language for us to be incorporating in America. Arabic. Because that's the language the prophet's going to speak. He's not going to speak Aramaic. There's no people who speak Aramaic anymore. Okay. Now, so that language has to be a song. So I posted that surah. Like I said, it's long, but you will get so much knowledge out of it. So much knowledge. Plus the fact it scares demons at the house. Shoos demons at the house. And you shouldn't be afraid of it because it's from the all divine, right? Okay. And it's everything that Musa taught is in the Quran. Everything that Prophet Isa taught, Prophet born of in the Quran. Plus what it's for us believers at the end time is the seed of the seed of the woman, for all the seed of the woman. Okay, that's what it's for. Not the Gentiles, but the seed of the woman. Okay, those with soul, all the soul individuals all around the world, all the black humanity around the world, all the seed of the woman. Okay, now, so I posted that. Okay, so they don't want you to get your soul because it has power, right? The only power, it's the only true power of the universe is the black power, right? Absorbed from the tree, right? And as I said, the Muslim, the human family tree, from the root of the tree, right? Okay, so the Muslims, Christians, and Jews are the spiritual seed of the woman, right? And we're all embracing that. The spirit, we're all embracing the seed of, because we're all seeds of the woman, right? Okay, now, so while hue is important, the most valuable aspect of any individual is their heart, their soul. That's what they got to keep positive. positively charged, right? Not by antimatter. Antimatter are the soulless beings. That's why they want the world full of radiation. They're full of antimatter. That's what they're working with CERN to produce antimatter, right? And if nuclear power is conspiring to combust in every March, not in every March, but always in March, then you think antimatter is not going to conspire too? It's not going to be intelligent enough to conspire like nuclear power, like uranium, right? That's a joke. Anyway, but I'm just showing you the ignorance in what they're saying, but with sarcasm. Okay, anyway, so nonetheless, but the soul power is even more powerful than uranium, right? Artificial power. So, because the real power comes from the man, right? That which the man represents by the phallic, by Uranus, right? That's the real power, real black power. That's fake power. That's white power. That's no power. Okay. So that soul power is the most valuable aspect of the human being. To have a strong soul power, right? And that's why the prophets, when they came, what do they say? The heart. They talk about the heart, right? They talk about the heart, okay? And even the King of Kings, Michael Joseph Jackson, spoke about the heart, coming from the heart. And every time he did his show, he opened his arms, right? And he prayed up to heaven, right? So, and he because what he was doing was opening his heart, leaving his heart open, okay? So that he could feel the divine, the divine power, okay? Allah's divine power, his soul power, okay? Okay, connect with his soul power, with his soul, from his heart. I mean, he did that from his heart. Okay, his tender, beautiful heart. Okay, which I have the honor of, continuing that legacy of that beautiful spirit. Okay, who was enslaved and persecuted like a Kunta Kinte, trying to steal his Robin of his name like Kunta Kinte, chains around his neck. Chain with the criminal justice system, putting chains around, commercial chains around his neck, commercial chains around his feet, trying to incarcerate him in the slander and the maliciousness, just trying to tie him, bind him. Oh, devil, trying to bind him. Allah curse and bind that wicked spirit that tried to bind the King of Kings. Anyway, because I do love him. Alhamdulillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why I continue his legacy, because mashallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he aided in saving my life like he did so many others out there. So many others. Alhamdulillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, having a soul is what makes you human. It makes you human enough to be compassionate. Okay? So black or white African, we must look at each other's heart. We must judge each other by our heart, by our deeds, as the prophet born of a virgin would say, by the deeds. So let's look at the King of Kings' deeds. And let's continue to look at his legacy, what his children are doing. Heal LA, activists, assisting, speaking up for the downtrodden indigenous nations of this land. Even to the point where she put a tattoo on her ankle, to commemorate her dedication to, human rights, to humanity. And his son, baby son, Biggie, for human rights and for animal rights. That stuff don't continue unless that was the heart of the man, the heart of the King of Kings. Okay? So, anyway, we got to look at the deeds of the individual. That will tell us about the heart. We need to look at the caliber of their heart. And when you have a president running around talking about he killed families, he killed their children. He wants to destroy Iran and go into Somalia and Syria and Yemen and kill that little girl That little 8-year-old girl, his first drone strike, his first drone strike, killing a little girl. But first, before that, they killed her brother and killed her father. Then went back to kill her. First they killed her father at one different time. Then they killed her brother at another different time. Then the drunk went back to kill her. You think that's compassion? You think that's a person with a soul? No, that's a person with a hole. They don't have a soul. They have a hole. Okay? They don't have a heart. Because compassion doesn't allow you to do that. Empathy, a person won't do that. Okay? Now, so black or white, we must look toward the soul of the individual. We must not look to their hue. Even though mine is gloriously beautiful, alhamdulillah, and I love it, you got to judge me by the content of my character. Like Martin Luther King said, my ancestor, our ancestor of the first generation of civil rights movement. You know? Got to look at that. As he said, look at the content of the character. That's what the prophet born of a virgin said. Look at the heart. That's what the King of Kings, when he opened his heart to share it with all of life, the planet, all of life. You know what great fortitude that takes? What courage that takes? That's the same as the Atlas carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. If he fed half the world in the 90s, and there's 7 billion people in the world, so half of that is what, like 3.5 billion people? He stopped from starving to death, performing concerts, giving all his donations, proceeds to children, visiting orphanages every time he went out of, the country, went on tour. And giving them gifts like the great, gift giver of the holidays. Give me a fucking break, you stupid ass fucking Zionist. Okay? And with that pedophile shit. You're the pedophiles. Okay? It's in your Talmud. Okay? The King of Kings followed the Quran. Okay? He's right. You did try to Jew him. He's right. You tried to Jew him. No, you tried to do him, you tried to sue him, you enslaved him, and you persecuted him. You tried to deny him his rightful position as number one in the entertainment provision over, what's his name, the Beatles and Elvis. You tried to take that from him, his crown, and then through slavery, you ultimately killed him. By enslaving him and robbing him of his finance and his humanity, his life force. Dirty devils. Anyway, and again, I say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitana rajim, bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Allah protect me from the Zionist. The Zionist bearing the gels of the world. Okay? The Khazars of the world. Anyway, yeah, they don't want the humanity to be in touch with their hearts. You got to judge each other by your hearts, not the content of your. You got to judge each other not by the color of your skin. Even though mine is radiantly beautiful, alhamdulillah, mashallah, you still got to judge me the content of my character. You got to judge everybody on the content of their character. Drunk on the content of his character. That will determine the heart. And he already talking about killing babies, waterboarding. Okay, more torturing, up the ante on torture and pain. It's like that's the only time he probably get an erection is when he sees somebody tortured or tormented. That's probably the only time he get an erection, if he can get a fucking goddamn erection. Okay? Anyway, because we know he not the father of many nations. Okay? He only want to be the father of the barren Antichrist, the jail. Okay, they're supposed to precede him. Or not precede him, but they're supposed to come after, be his predecessor, yeah. The one who wants to sit on the throne in Jerusalem, and the one he wants to give a throne to in Jerusalem, okay, to the synagogue of Satan. He wants to give it to the head of the synagogue of Satan, okay. So let me see the time. Oh, okay. So let me see. Okay.